Well guys, welcome back to HorrorVision. Now you may be wondering, what is this door? This door is called the Vault of Horror. This is the vault where all the bad, well, not bad horror films, but every single horror film that you could think of between the past era and the modern era. All of it is locked inside this caution tape. It is warning people to stay away from this. And if you want to need this caution tape, it's this, and it's on the retails of Walmart and Target, and probably other 99-cent stores. So, avoid anything of any type of launchers or firearms as necessary, because there is no need for this, because it is safely locked up tight for so many years. But you definitely are going to be needing some string for this, enough to tie the hands and the legs of the person that you're going to be having this type of style here. You're going to need a priest, you're going to need maybe a nun, I don't know which type here, but tell me one thing here is that you're going to need a cross, you're going to need some holy water, because today we're talking about The Exorcist. The Exorcist was released on December 26, 1973. Pretty odd month, but sure, why not? One of the most profitable horror movies ever made, this is a tale of an exorcism based off loosely on actual events. When young Regan, played by Linda Blair, stars acting odd, levitating, speaking in tongues, her worried mother seeks medical help, only to hit a dead end. A local police, played by Jason Miller, however, thinks that the girl may be seized by the devil. The priest makes the request to perform an exorcism, and the church sends an expert to help with the difficult job. This was based off the novel of William Peter Blatty. I don't even know how to spell the last name, but it's going to be in the description. It's going to be right here for you guys. This has got to be one of the most, I think it says it's the 9th highest grossing film of all time in the US and Canada. Remarkably crazy, to say the least. I think it has got to be one of the most scariest films of all time. I wouldn't say it's not too scary, but it is scary for me. I had the chills with this movie, and I can see why. So as you could see, this film has actually got to be one of the most scariest films I've ever seen. The young Linda Blair does a very good performance job of actually lip-syncing this type of, like, I don't know who's the name of this actor, so to speak, but he does a really good job of becoming this demon that possesses Regan. The demon itself is pretty much like a demon. I think this demon basically loves snuff films. If you don't know what that is, you better look that up on Google, because I can't put this on my channel. But yeah, he's a very disturbing individual. When you actually look at disturbing individuals, such as this creature right here, you see something a bit more odd. And that's why this film stays inside the Vault of Horror. Because it's one of those types of horror movies that literally scared the tits, and the balls, and the asses off these type of people. It scares them so much that they need to have they need to be exorcised. They needed an exorcism. They need to go to church and pray for God that they didn't have this type of stuff happen to them. This film is remarkably, I would say, a religious horror film, and probably the best religious horror film. I wouldn't say it's the scariest movie of all time, but I definitely say it's one of. It's probably one of the most creepiest. The effects are pretty neat. The one that I didn't get was the part where Regan, first time spitting that green slime out of her mouth. It's more like it was like they attached a hose to her back of her head and she spat it out. With the others, it's more easily said that she literally spit it out and also vomited on it, which is very gross. It's more gross than it is scary, but there are some creepy scenes like that turning head. Like, no human being can turn their head 360 degrees like an owl. But that demon can. It does remind itself that it is the devil, but mostly with the next two films that came out, which we are not going to discuss, it was named by a different demon. And I suggest that you guys look at these two films in order to check it out, even though the third one is a mixed bag, and the second one we all know is pretty much one of those types of people that went to the coffee shop to wake the fuck up. So, but I'll tell you, these are really good performances, and I think it takes place during the time of like, I think it takes place in the 40s. I'm not entirely positive on that one. 40s or 50s, I'm not sure. But you can see the clothes are way different than we see. The one who plays Father Karras is really good actor. I really do appreciate his acting. Like, he literally feels like he lost his mother in this type of predicament. And even when he took the demon with him, it looked more like he was about to end it all, and he almost did. And that was crazy. I really do think that's a really neat thing. I mean, the effects themselves are really nice. The makeup design is nice. The actors act like they've been through hell. And I don't know how you can, like, literally think that you've been through hell. Literally. I mean, the chair levitation, I don't know how you can do that with a guy up top, unless it was a dummy on top of the bed. But that has got to be one of the most craziest things that possibly anybody's ever seen. And it's a good reason why that this film is dubbed the most scariest. And that's why I'm talking about it here and not showing you much pics, mostly just pics of Reagan, the priests, and mostly the life after. But I cannot show any other pics on this thing because it's so graphically violent. And not only that, there was a lot of different type of swear words that I would never say, and they've used these types of words. They've used 2 different types of C words. They've used the F word like hundreds of times. So I can't even explain this one here because you guys gotta have to see this film. When I first saw this film, like, did I think it actually scared me the most, this Texas Chainsaw Massacre? Hell no. Like, literally, hell no. Like, it's a religious film, so even with an exorcism, I doubt it would scare me. I think a real exorcism would scare the shit out of me, but with that, I say Texas Chainsaw Massacre, it's fucked up. Like, that movie was fucked up. The Exorcist is fucked up, but not as fucked up. Yes, I say fucked up a million times over, but I don't care what YouTube says about their stupid demonetization here. I'll curse. I don't care. As long as I'm not saying other words that at least are being more like racially insensitive, I'll be fine with that. But this movie has got to be one of the most scariest movies ever, and you cannot do this on an empty stomach. You both can't do this on a full and an empty stomach. Your heart will go down, literally, but your stomach will start to have butterflies, and you'll start to have butterflies in your stomach. I'm trying to say it's that disturbing, like, especially for me. Yeah. Oh, and as you want to know why my I want to also tell you my neck is feeling a little sore because some douchebag bit me while he had his candle in his mouth. Yeah, talking about this douchebag right here. So, this is definitely the scariest film of all time, and I warn you never to go inside the Vault of Horror. Never take this caution tape down. Never open this door. Never open it. Never go inside the Vault of Horror. We're going to be checking more of the Vault of Horror because, since it is the October season, we're going to be looking at the horror types of the 70s and the 80s, and we're going to see how well they manifest into the type of horror that they become right now. This is a horror waiting to see. If you hadn't seen The Exorcist, then goddamn, pray before you do. Because I didn't. I thought I had faith in myself. I guess I was wrong. I was pretty terrified of it. This is another movie that I will not be watching ever again. Just like with Leatherface, I'm not watching Reagan again. Fuck that. But I do challenge you, my viewer, to go watch this movie. Even if you watched it before, watch it again. And this time, I want you all to pray, just like the priest did in that film. I want you guys to pray near them with Reagan on that couch. Well, not couch, what the hell am I saying? The bed, all tied up. I want you to pray with them. Pray the exact same stuff that they're saying. Because you don't know. A demon might slip through your window, you might feel a cold chill, and then sooner or later, your bed will start shaking and levitating. But for me, I think they all know that the devil is not my friend. As a matter of fact, I I ruined his friend. Yeah, he was an alive person before. I burned him. Let's just say he's a man who basically has a straw-like hair, straw-like fingers, and straw-like feet with a dirty cowboy-style clothing on there, as well as a hay hat. Yeah, you know what I did? I took a weed whacker and whacked that son of a bitch. That's what I did. So, be warned. This is HorrorVision. Tomorrow, we're going to look at a madman behind the mask.